I have just learned how to make glass candy, and a couple people asked me to show them how. So I am going to do a video showing you how to make glass candy. Now, first, let me tell you what you need. All your ingredients. You are going to need sugar, just regular granulated sugar. You will need corn syrup, light colored corn syrup, water. Some people use sparkling water, but as far as I know, you can use regular water. You will also need a measuring cup, which has the marking 1/3 and 1/2, because that's the two measurements you're going to be using. Now, this is for liquid. You're also going to need one for solids. Yes, there is a difference between a solid food measuring cup and a liquid measuring cup. So you're going to need one of each. You're also going to need a great big kettle. One last thing, and this is it, and this is the most important thing that you're going to need. It is a candy thermometer. Okay? Now you need this because it has markings on it like softball, hardball, crack, hard crack. Those are very important when you're making candy. Okay? If you're making peanut butter candy, you'd use softball. For this, you are going to be using hard crack. Okay, you are also going to need a pan. I cover my pan with aluminum foil. But then on top of that, I also lay parchment paper. Some people call it wax paper. I call it parchment paper. And I call it that because that's what it says on the box. Parchment paper. Okay, now this is the mixture. That is 1 cup of sugar, 1/3 cup of corn syrup, or Karo syrup if that's what you want to call it, and 1/2 cup of water. You're going to want to stir this up. Okay, as you can see, I'm just stirring it so it's good and mixed up. Now, once you get it stirred up, you're going to want to turn your burner on. Now, there's low, medium low, medium high. You want to go on medium high. Okay? That's what you're going to cook it on. And you're not going to do anything to it until it starts to boil. Okay? So just let it get started boiling. And then we'll add the thermometer. Okay, so that's 1 cup of sugar, 1/3 cup of corn syrup, light corn syrup, or Karo syrup, if that's what you prefer to call it, and 1/2 cup of water. The other thing that you're going to need is flavor. That's going to be one of the last things that you're going to add, okay? Flavor. This is the flavor I'm making this time, which is lemon. I've already made a bunch of others, but right now I'm going to make lemon. Yeah, you want to make sure this is open before it's time to put it in, because these little boogers can be the devil to open. Now, it's a little bottle, but it's very potent. Okay, so if you can find them, they usually come, the way I've bought them is 2 in a pack, 2 tiny little bottles in a pack, like this. See, there's 2. You only need the one. I promise you, you only need the one because it is that strong. So whatever flavor you're making, if you're making it for yourself or anyone that you care about, only use the one bottle because it is strong. One is all it takes. Depending on the flavor that you're making it, sometimes just adding the flavor will make it a certain color. Like if you're making grape, when you pour the flavor in, it's already colored in the bottle, and it will immediately make your liquid look like grape, purple. Okay, but not all of them will do that. So if you have a certain color that you want it. And when you pour the flavor in, it's clear. You can buy food coloring. Just a couple drops, 2 or 3 drops, 4 or 5 at the most, will help. Now, since I'm making lemon flavored, I'm going to color it yellow. I know that looks red in the bottle, but I promise it's yellow. So you can usually get different colors in a box. Fairly cheap, usually under $5. So remember, you just want to put a cup of sugar, 1/3 cup of corn syrup, and half a cup of water. Put it in a kettle and stir it up, and then just turn it on medium-high heat. That's important, medium-high. And once you've got it stirred up, let it start to boil. Now, as you can see, it is starting to boil. Now, this is important. Now you want to put your thermometer in, your candy thermometer. But it has a hook for a reason. Don't let your thermometer touch the bottom of the kettle, because then it's right against the burner, so to speak, and it heats it up wrong. It measures the temperature wrong, is basically what I'm trying to say. So you want to make sure that it's in the liquid, but not touching the bottom of the pan, okay? Now, when making this specific candy, the glass candy, once your thermometer reaches the temperature where it's marked on the candy thermometer, it is marked hard crack. That is right between 300 and 320. So basically that would be 310. But once it reaches hard crack, that's where you want to take it off the burner and add your flavor and food coloring if you so choose. Okay, now once it reaches hard crack on the thermometer, take the thermometer out. Now quickly, and I mean quickly, add the food coloring, or the taste, the flavor. Add the flavor and stir it in real good. And if it's not the color you want it to be, whoo, that is strong. Then you can add a little bit of food coloring to try to make it the color that you actually want it to be. Now, you are going to pour it onto the pan that is covered with the paper. Whew. Okay, now this is extremely, extremely hot. So do not, under any circumstances, get it on yourself, because it will burn and it will scar. Okay. Now I am taking the spoon and thinning it, making sure it goes everywhere on the pan, because the thicker it is, the harder it is to break. Now, once you have it exactly the way you want it, thin enough everywhere, then you just put it in the fridge. And that's it. You just stick it in the fridge and let it cool, which will take probably maybe an hour, maybe not quite that long. But, you know, just check on it in about 30, 45 minutes and see if it's cooled off and set. But that's basically how you do it. It usually takes, for the record, it takes about 20 or 30 minutes for it to boil to the point where it says hard crack on the candy thermometer. Okay, let's take it out of the fridge. Ooh. Okay. Now, I'm taking it out of the fridge just now. Now, if you can lift this paper up, That's how you know it's set, okay? Which is another reason I use the parchment paper. Now, here is something else. And I'm so sorry, I forgot to tell you this. You are going to need powdered sugar, just white powdered sugar. It's really cheap. You're going to want to dust it on top of this candy because this candy is really, really sticky. And if you don't use this, it is going to be extremely hard to do anything with. And just shake it back and forth, make sure it's all over the candy. Now, you can actually, okay, let me show you what it looks like. This is what it looks like covered, okay? Now, if you watch, you can just, if it's thin enough, break it. But if you can't break it by hand, I just use a spoon. And it breaks really easily. Now you're going to want a bowl to put it in, something that you can cover. I just use old bowls that I used to put other candy in. But once you get it broke up, that's it. You just put it in your bowl. Or eat it. Okay. But guys, that's it. Okay, like I said, you just need sugar, corn syrup, light corn syrup, table syrup, whatever you want to call it, and water. And you combine those things. You need a cup of sugar, 1/3 cup of corn syrup, and half a cup of water. You combine those in a kettle and you cook them. And when it starts to boil, then you put the thermometer in. And you wait until the thermometer is up to hard crack. And then you take the thermometer out. You add the flavor and the food coloring, and you pour it on a pan. That's it. You stick it in the fridge. You let it set. Once it's set, cover it with powdered sugar and then break it up and put it in a bowl. That's it. Okay? The cooking process takes 20 to 30 minutes. The setting process in the fridge is usually 20 to 30 minutes. So it does take a while to make the candy, but if you're a fan of this candy, it's worth it. I have made all kinds of flavors. Lemon, you just saw me make lemon. And I've also made strawberry and orange and cinnamon and peppermint and all kinds of different flavors. But it's literally that simple to make, guys. Just remember, cook it on medium-high heat. Not all the way up to high, but medium-high. And guys, I hope this helps you to make the candy. If you have any questions, I'm not an expert, okay? But if you have any questions, just ask me in the comments below. And I will try my best to answer them. And if I don't know the answer, I'm pretty sure I've got somebody I can go to that will know the answer. But hopefully you'll be able to make this candy if this is the kind of candy you want to make. But guys, that is going to do it for now. This is Trippy's Kitchen. And I am tripping out.